Taehyung and Jungkook chose Sakabar restaurant to spend time together. This restaurant has tables very close together, allowing couples to sit close while chatting and sharing their meal. During their private dinner, they both seemed very comfortable with each other, smiling and listening attentively. The distance between them was minimal, almost as if they shared the same personal space at the small restaurant table. This physical closeness reflects how they feel about each other. It's not the first time they've chosen places like this to be together. They previously visited Automix, another restaurant known for its romantic and exclusive atmosphere, where they also shared an intimate dinner. Jungkook posted a selfie taken in the restaurant's small bathroom. The space was so small that it could barely fit one person, meaning they must have been very close to each other to take that picture. In one of the images, Jungkook can be seen with his shirt partially unbuttoned, indicating that they were so comfortable with each other that they didn't need to maintain a formal appearance. The most significant detail is that Jungkook tagged Taehyung directly on his cheek in the Instagram post. This action is important because on social media, tagging someone in that specific way is a public acknowledgement of a special connection between two people. It's not a general tag in the photo, but a direct mark on his face. Taehyung, for his part, shared another selfie taken in a photo booth, an extremely small space with seating for only one person. In that image, they are both sitting very close together, almost one on the other's lap, demonstrating how comfortable they are in confined spaces and how their physical closeness is completely natural for them. These photos, posted by both of them on their Instagram accounts, are important because they show how much they value their private moments. They don't necessarily share everything they do together, but when they choose to share something, it's because that moment has special meaning for them. Most notably, Taehyung and Jungkook are the only members who regularly tag each other on their personal social media accounts. This constant digital interaction reflects their connection in real life. Over the years, they've maintained this dynamic, demonstrating that their relationship is a priority for both of them, regardless of the changes they've experienced in their careers and personal lives. Every gesture, every shared photo, and every public moment reveals how they've built a relationship based on trust and genuine affection. They don't need grand pronouncements or elaborate gestures. Their everyday actions and simple choices, like booking small restaurants or taking selfies in intimate spaces, speak volumes about the nature of their special connection. Taehyung and Jungkook share a special connection that everyone can easily notice, no matter how hard others try to ignore it. When they're together on stage or in interviews, there's always something between them that naturally stands out. Jungkook adjusts Taehyung's microphone without being asked, and Taehyung instinctively reaches for Jungkook's hand when he feels nervous. These gestures demonstrate that their relationship is deep and can't be explained simply as an ordinary friendship. Over the years, this connection has grown stronger and more evident, showing in every glance and every movement they share. The way Taehyung and Jungkook sit next to each other speaks volumes about their relationship. During long hours of interviews or performances, their shoulders are almost always touching, and their legs naturally come together under tables. This happens everywhere, in a crowded place or when they're alone in a quiet room. Even when other members of the group are nearby, they always end up close to each other, as if some force were drawing them together. This body language is clear evidence of an intimate relationship that goes beyond mere friendship. When Taehyung and Jungkook are alone, away from the cameras and the crew, their behavior shifts slightly, becoming more personal. In many videos, Jungkook rests his head on Taehyung's shoulder while Taehyung silently plays with his hair. These private moments reveal a deep trust, the kind that only exists between people who share profound feelings. They aren't staged moments meant to project a certain image, but genuine expressions of a long-standing relationship. In these unstructured moments, their feelings are more pure, with long, meaningful glances and protective gestures that reveal a care that goes beyond mere professionalism. On their outings together, which could be considered dates, their behavior is different from their usual demeanor. When they go out to dinner or walk down the street, they move in perfect sync, as if they know what the other is going to do without needing to speak. Jungkook keeps his hand on Taehyung's lower back when they walk through crowds, and Taehyung leans into that contact, as if he finds security and warmth in that simple gesture. In these moments, they simply gaze into each other's eyes, creating a connection that seems to block out everything else. People who see them notice how their laughter sounds more genuine and how their smiles reach each other's eyes in a way that only happens when they're together in these more private settings. There's plenty of recorded evidence of their relationship that can't be denied. Videos from when they first started until now show how their connection has evolved, from shy touches when they were younger to the clear protectiveness they show each other now. Most importantly, this bond has remained strong over time, becoming more mature but just as intense. In difficult times, like when Taehyung went through tough personal times, it was Jungkook who always stood by him, offering support not only by being physically present but also demonstrating unwavering loyalty. This love needs no comparisons or explanations, it simply exists, evident in every gesture, every glance, and every moment that showcases a relationship that has grown organically, withstanding all external pressures. Sometimes it seems they themselves don't realize how much they express through their gestures. Jungkook doesn't observe other people that way, nor does he seek closeness with just anyone. When Taehyung is near, his attention remains fixed, calm, and constant. There's no rush or discomfort, just a presence that is naturally maintained. Amidst everything around them, they both seem to recognize that small shared space is their own. They don't need to explain or justify themselves, because the way they look at each other and accompany each other makes it clear that there is a deep understanding that doesn't depend on words. Those who have followed them closely quickly understand that Taehyung and Jungkook have a different way of communicating. It's not something that is said, but something that is seen. There are many records that show how this relationship grew from their early years. At the beginning, the closeness manifested itself with more careful and discreet gestures. As time passed, those gestures became firmer and more confident. The connection was neither lost nor weakened, on the contrary, it strengthened, showing a clear evolution that accompanies the personal growth of both. The videos that exist from their beginnings to the present clearly reflect this transformation. The relationship went from small gestures of closeness to a constant presence marked by mutual care. Jungkook shows continuous attention to Taehyung, while Taehyung responds with confidence and tranquility. These aren't sudden changes, but a process that was built over time. The intensity of the bond remained, adapting to each stage without losing its strength or meaning. In the difficult moments of Taehyung's life, Jungkook always stayed by his side. His support wasn't just physical, but emotional. Staying, accompanying him, and not leaving were clear actions that demonstrated loyalty. That constant presence spoke louder than any explanation. In situations where the emotional weight is heavy, Jungkook chose to stay, showing that the bond that unites them is based on real support and a connection that doesn't break in the face of difficulties. Currently, Taekook is more reserved. There are fewer visible moments shared, but that doesn't mean anything has changed between them. For many who have followed them for years, the foundation of their relationship remains strong. Sometimes it's more noticeable, sometimes less, but it never disappears. The lack of constant displays of affection doesn't alter what they've built over time. The bond remains stable, mature, and present, sustained by what they have shared and continue to share. These days, Taekook is more reserved, with fewer visible moments shared, but that doesn't change the strength of their relationship. For those who have followed them for years, it's clear that the foundation they built remains intact and solid. Sometimes their closeness is easily perceived, other times it's more subtle, but it never disappears. The absence of constant displays doesn't diminish what they've experienced together. Every gesture, every glance, and every moment shared in the past and present keeps alive a bond that has grown strong with patience, trust, and mutual attention, showing that Taehyung and Jungkook are still united by something profound that doesn't need words to exist.